Good afternoon, Terry here at Two Rooster Farm. Today is an unbelievably hot day. Thank God for air conditioning. We were out swimming in the pond earlier on. It's like 34 degrees and they said it feels like 38 degrees. That kind of weather never happens here on the island. I think the hottest I've had is maybe 31. So it's beautiful, and I know it's not gonna last forever, so we are enjoying it. We did a lot of stuff outside. But this afternoon, we just had a light supper, and so I just thought it'd be kind of nice to have a little treat later on. So I'm gonna make some bacon wrapped dates. So we had this served at Marcus and my wedding. It's super. I made them all ahead so that the guests could have them. So I've got my applewood bacon. I'm gonna cut the strips in half. I'm gonna lay them out, and I'm gonna sprinkle them with a little bit of cayenne and some chili powder. And then I'm gonna roll the dates up, and I'm gonna place them into a baking sheet with the seam side down, and then I'm gonna sprinkle it with some brown sugar and some real maple syrup, and it's gonna go in the oven for probably a 350-degree oven for probably about 30 minutes or until you think the bacon is cooked. So let's get started. Okay, so I just got my bacon. I'm just using my little small 8x8 pan, but I guess so that depends on how much bacon you want to use. Obviously, you might need more than this amount of bacon. This is just about a pound of bacon. So I'm just gonna cut it in half. Let's see what I'm doing here. Not the best knife. Make sure the camera doesn't fall over. All right, so move my camera here so you can see what I'm doing here. All right, so I'm just gonna put a piece of parchment paper on the counter. And I'm just gonna lay the bacon on that. It's easier so you don't get cayenne powder and chili powder all over your counter. It'll be a lot easier to clean up. And so I'm just gonna sprinkle as much cayenne as you think that you're gonna want. You know, obviously the more cayenne you put in, the spicier they're gonna be. So I'm just gonna sprinkle them with some chili powder. Exactly how much this is, but and some cayenne. Not gonna put as much on, I don't think. And I've got some dates here. So all you need to do is just grab your date, just roll it, the bacon around it, like that. And then you're just gonna set it just seam side down, or just sort of like that so it's standing up. Seam side down. Okay, so just do another one. can't see. And I'll carry on and I'll be back when I'm finished. Just thought I'd give you a close-up, sort of what it looks like. Put as much as or as little as you want. So what I'm noticing is it's not really a lot of bacon. The more bacon you have, the more dates you have, the more it fills up your dish, and then they can be tight together in the pan and not falling over. So probably, so you can sort of see here, I've actually had to put them on their side with sort of the seam side down, so they're not gonna, as they cook, they're not gonna open up. You can put a toothpick in there if you like to hold them together. I'm not gonna bother. I'm hoping that they're gonna stick together. And if they don't, they're still gonna taste good, but they're just not gonna be a nice little package. But for our wedding, we had so many bacon, and I actually had cut the bacon a little bit thinner, and I wrapped a little bit less bacon than I have on these ones. And it just filled up a whole 8 by, I forget how big it was, but it was a nice big long couple of them baking sheet, and they all stood up, and so that the date part you could actually see. Anyway, so right now, I'm just gonna carry on with the recipe. So you're gonna take a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and you're just gonna sprinkle that over top of the dates and the bacon. Make sure everything's all covered. And then a 1/2 cup of real maple syrup. This is not a diet-friendly recipe, but they're really nice. They're nice and a little sweet and savory with a little bit of a spiciness from the cayenne pepper. There we go. And so there we are. All done. Into the oven, 350-degree oven for about 35 minutes. That's an otter.